Peace, family. We are back again. And today we ain't gonna waste a lot of time. We're gonna get right to it, right? We're gonna get right to it. And we're gonna address Kendrick Lamar and the FBA versus everybody, right? Versus everybody. Because, see, it was an undertone to this whole battle, right? It was an undertone to this whole battle, and it ain't been discussed enough. But we're gonna discuss it right now, right? If you really look deep under all the big accounts that are banging on Kendrick Lamar and being overly critiquish, they all have something in common, right? Let's go through it. DJ Academics, he's an immigrant. Yeah, I'm going there. DJ Academics is an immigrant. You think they not like us? They not like us? You can run to America to imitate the heritage, but you can't imitate this violence. You think DJ Academics don't hear that and know that shit resonate with him too? You feel me? So yeah, he banging on it. Yeah, he banging on Kendrick. Yeah, of course he loved Drake. He loved Drake, no doubt. But he get when that verse and that lyric backslap Drake, it backslap him too. So he can't rock with that. Kasana. He overanalyzing. He hating on the performance, on the Super Bowl performance. He trying to play it cool, trying to play it smooth, like, oh, that was a fake audience. Clap. You know, he hating, trying to change narratives. Media is to change narratives and control narratives. He trying to hate. He trying to hate. You know what I mean? But what is Kasana? Kasana also an immigrant, child of an immigrant. An immigrant or a child of an immigrant, you know, same difference, right? They not like us. They not like us. This is not first nature to them. This culture is not first nature to them. This not their culture, right? They subconsciously put it on. They wasn't born in this. They mamas and daddies wasn't born into this like ours. So they not like us, right? So that hit him too, right? That's funny. That's funny. Cause you see this pattern. Maul, Maul, you know what I'm saying? Some FBAs have told me that Maul even is a first generation kid of an immigrant. I think it's true. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? I know, of course, New York, the New York the Great Migration is blacks from New York, blacks from down south migrated up north, North Carolina, South Carolina, all that, Georgia, you know what I'm saying, migrated up north, down south. So you still had that but a lot of blacks in New York, they immigrants. They come from immigrants, right? That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why you find Big and Busta Rhymes and all them. They children of these is children of immigrants, right? No disrespect to them, but again, they not like us in that sense either. To what Kendrick is, the whole song is, right? So that's another one. Maybe that's rooted in, even though again these is Drake fans, but how you know they don't resonate with Drake? Cause they see Drake as also, you know, he technically from Canada, right? He outside of this. You got to understand when Vivek Ramaswamy was going off on understand Vivek Ramaswamy is a Indian, but he's born in Ohio. But his mom, he's first generation. His mom and dad was in the house kicking that anti-American shit, and that's what he reiterated, and that's why they kicked him out of Doge, right? He an immigrant that deep down was brainwashed as a kid to look down on Americans in general, especially Black Americans. But he looked down on, you've heard that Americans are stupid. Americans, so he got kicked out of Doge, right? Because a lot of immigrants come to America. They come to America to gain wealth, to get wealthy. They don't love the country. That's why they fly their own flags. That's why they fly their own flags, right? You look at Mexico. It's cool to rep Mexico, but like you see the ones in LA, they come to America to get away, but they love their country, and there's nothing wrong with that. See, but this is where we from though, so it hit different. It hit a little different. That's true. You know, uh, now let's look at like I said, Adam 22, right? Adam 22 ain't an immigrant, but he not like us. He ain't like us either. He a foreigner to the culture. He a foreigner to the culture. He a foreigner to the culture. You know, I don't care how many uh niggas he you know lay hit wifey. He's still a foreigner to the culture. He know it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no disrespect to him, but a lot of his shade towards Kendrick and him siding with Drake is because what? Is because what? Yeah, they probably like the turn up music more. They all more turn up. They like the turn up music a little more than the conscious music, but that's still they not like us too. You see what I'm saying? On all fronts, niggas can't rock with the culture. You know, and Kendrick was fact checking. Kendrick's whole thing was culture, 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 black culture. Niggas didn't like that. Niggas didn't like that. So it hit everybody. It hit everybody who was a guest in the culture. You remember whenever Lord Jamar, before he lost his damn mind, right? Before he lost his mind and started wilding out, he said Eminem was a guest to the culture. And M said, yeah, he is. I am a guest of the culture. That's true. M know where he at. That's respectful, right? So when this whole battle was played off of Kendrick checking Drake, not just because he ain't got no street element to him. Also too is that he ain't got no natural street element to him, right? To his background, but on the sense of that he ain't from the culture. He's imitating it, right? Like an immigrant, like Big, like Shine, like Shine, like Shine. You know what I'm saying? Shine came to America, got with the Black Americans, and boom. Big come to America, get with the Black Americans, and boom. You see what I'm saying? That's that. But they mom and dad, Biggie mom said, I ain't rock with that. Sean mom, I ain't rock with that. Sean daddy don't know what the hell, what they don't know what the hell Sean even rapping about, cause it's not their culture. See, I don't want to go too deep into it, but hip hop is made up of blues, jazz, gospel, house music, all these other genres of music that was created in Black America. You know, blues, Black America, rapping. That they always say rap started in the Bronx by immigrants. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You know what I'm saying? No, it didn't. That's a fact. It didn't. Because all the elements that are made in hip hop, we find it in Black America down south before it ever got to the Bronx. But since they came and they migrated into America in the 70s and the 80s, right? They didn't understand that we had other culture because it's not their culture. They didn't realize we was already rapping down south. We was already breakdancing down south. We was already rocking slugs in them out down south. We was already doing that. You know what I'm saying? Now did another group did it turn into what it did it blow up north, and did it become its own thing by way of other immigrants and all that? For sure. For sure. For sure. But the elements and all that is made up of other black genres, right? That's just a fact. But let's continue, right? As I said, uh, you look at Sneeko, right? Sneeko be kind of going against Kendrick, another immigrant, another immigrant, another immigrant, child of an immigrant. He Filipino, right? He don't rock with black Americans anyway. He always dissing black Americans. He got a lot of smoke for black Americans, right? So of course he gonna side with the nigga who ain't a black American. Keep in mind, this is all these niggas bang on black Americans on a day to day. A lot of them. You know, like when you look at the shade room is not owned by black Americans, but it highlight black Americans at their lowest. Understand that. You see them uh every now and then you watch the shade. I used to watch the shade room, right? I used to follow the shade room, and I see the shade room randomly post like a big Nigerian wedding. And I be like, what's the correlation? Nigerian wedding? Cause you know it's the shade room. Everything on it is low level. It's low level. It's dark energy, shade. It's dark energy, shade. So then all of a sudden you got an African wedding that's like, where this come from? I thought we was talking about who hitting who from Black America. But I realized that's not Black American owned. That's not Black American owned, right? So they can highlight Black Americans looking bad, right? And it don't affect them because in their eyes it's not them. Well, they ain't when we show us, we gonna show us getting married and big weddings, and but when it's Black Americans, we gonna boom. And to the naked eye, you just see black. See DJ Ack highlight the war in Chirac. He highlighting Black Americans at their lowest, right? He highlighting Black Americans at their lowest. He ain't highlighting his people at their lowest. He ain't show us the war in Jamaica. He ain't show us the war in Kingston, right? Because that's his people. He had no connection to these people here. He just liked the way that they rap. He liked the way that they slaughter each other. And then when he go to school at Rutgers, he sit down with Vlad and say, man, Black Americans, man, they lazy and they don't take the opportunities in college, right? And all this while he getting paid highlighting Black Americans at their lowest while he get drunk. You know what I'm saying? And stream. I think that's low level energy too, right? But anyway, Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross, the white Israeli. The white Israeli, right? Who banging on Kendrick too. Banging on Kendrick too. Siding with Drake. Drake is also white Israeli. And Drake said in his lawsuit that this song was anti-Semitic. They not like us. They not like us. Drake said Kendrick was poking at him, right? Poking at him for being a Israeli. So Aiden Ross gonna side with the Israeli, right? He don't rock with Black Americans like that either, man. He's using a lot of Black Americans and bringing them on to he bring Charleston White on there to diss Black Americans with no pushback. He ain't got no if Charleston White was dissing Israelis, white Israelis like that on his channel, he'd say no. I want to call out Casanat too, because Casanat the other day when Kanye was going off on on the Israelis, right, on the Zionists. Not saying I don't agree with everything Kanye said. He said a lot of idiotic stuff. He's the fake Thomas Sowell. He's the rap Thomas Sowell. However, I thought it was real fake for Casanata to run into him at the Grammys and say, "Yo, you my hero, you my hero." And then 5 minutes later, the next day when Kanye going on his rant, say, "Oh, I can't rock with Kanye. I can't rock with Kanye because he's disrespecting the Israeli people." Right? But it's Black History Month, and you see Kendrick Lamar being tore down by the radical right wing who hated to see Denzel Washington. We talking about Denzel Washington, right? In Gladiator 2. They talking about Denzel Washington. Well, he got a New York accent. Well, every guy, all the white actors got UK accents, British accents. Nigga, that's wrong. So goddamn Denzel, do your New York accent. Goddamn, still stole the show, but it's a racist undertone. Just like as soon as Kendrick performed, all of a sudden the radical right DEI, they calling the performance DEI. They got a lot of hate. It's a lot of undertones to that, right? Aiden Ross side with that, right? He rock with that. They all rock with that, and Kanye just he with them too. Cause I think Kanye, since he side with the right wing and the radical right wing and the red pill too, the lame niggas, his whole mission was to come out there and come out do some type of silly ass rant, right? To try to knock off and take the shine away from Kendrick Lamar. I believe that's what it was all about. I believe that's what it was all about, but it didn't work. You see, right up until Super Bowl, he finally stopped. That's what he was trying to do. Make it about him. Take the shine away from the Black American. For him, it's political. But yeah, so Aiden Ross is another one, right? Myron Gaines, an immigrant who bang on black Americans. He bang on black Americans. He disrespect Trayvon Martin. He have little Klan rallies, right? And he have spaces on his X account, and he call them Klan rallies where he get together with a bunch of uh who knows, right? And just talk bad about black Americans, right? So of course he gonna side with Drake. Drake not a black American, right? Drake not a black American. You can say his daddy is. Nah, man, he just came to visit sometimes. But that ain't where he. This ain't where he at. He's a Canadian, and that's cool. I rock with some Canadians. What up, the Grinds? One of the the illest producer. You know what I'm saying? The illest producer. However, Myron Gaines is also. You feel me? Myron Gaines is also another one who's an immigrant, came to America. Now he came to America, benefited from the opportunities that Black Americans ancestors fought and gave him, right? And now who is he throwing under the bus? Who is he aiming all his insults at? Black Americans. That's nasty. That's nasty work, man. You know, that's nasty work. But this element, okay, DJ Vlad is another one, right? DJ Vlad is another one. DJ Vlad is the Israeli, the Russian Israeli, the white Russian Israeli, right? Who didn't like Farrakhan, right? Couldn't tolerate what Farrakhan said about his people. However, DJ Vlad sit down with all kind of killers and dealers who did dirt in the black community, in the black American community, and give them platforms. So don't try no morality stuff. But all of a sudden, when Farrakhan ain't never sold no dope, ain't never hurt nobody, ain't never hurt nobody. But that's where you draw the line at. That's where you draw the line at. And then when you was wrong, you still couldn't apologize. See, this Kendrick Lamar issue is deeper than just rap. It's highlighting this whole thing is that the FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans, are, of course, the most hated group in the diaspora. Because here's another thing, everybody comes to America for this is the land of opportunity. I get it. But this for the Mexicans, for the Puerto Ricans, for the Dominicans, for the Haitians, for the Africans, for everybody with some color to them. When you come to America, I understand our educational system is not the best, right? Our educational system is not the best, but it's one thing you should know. And one thing that you should know is that one of the only reasons you want to come to America, being a brown and black person, is because you got rights and you got laws that protect you, right? As I said earlier, the Arab that's a Muslim is not discriminated against in the workplace like he used to be, well, maybe he will be now. You know what I'm saying? However, that comes from the Muslims in the 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, the black Muslims being under fire by J. Edgar Hoover, right? Get those laws being passed. You can't discriminate against Muslims. Muhammad Ali was the Muslim over here. He was the most known Muslim in America. Elijah Muhammad, the most known Muslim in America, right? They was under fire. They fought the fight. So when the Arab Muslims came over, they had rights that they got from black Americans that fought that fight for them. You know, 1964 Civil Rights Acts. Uh, these laws and these laws when Jamaicans came over to America by way, whether it be New York, wherever they came from, Africa, you know, they came to America at a time where the lynchings were pretty much over. The segregation was pretty much over, right? The laws were put in place because many black Americans had died, had fought and died to get these rights. So when you came to this country, you had an opportunity, right? You had an opportunity because many black Americans fought for you to have the opportunities, you wouldn't have wanted to come to America in 1932. That's just a fact. An African coming to America in 1932, what would be the point? It'd be dangerous. It would be dangerous. So you had laws put into a place to protect you. So as many you see many of these black immigrants from the UK, wherever they are from, right, beating up on black Americans, when they see us at our lowest, they don't understand that we are a group that's been preyed on, and I'm not making excuses for us, but we don't own a lot. So, you know, as far as the music goes, because I use music because, they constantly bang on the music and the image, you know, we don't sign the artists, so don't take that out on us, right? You know who to take that out on, and don't be scared. Now, Kendrick Lamar represents something different from what you banging on, right? Kendrick Lamar represents purity and mainstream hip hop in today's time, right? He represents purity, the lyricism, the poetry, the art. To Pimp a Butterfly had jazz, right? Funk, right? So when if you going to hate on Kendrick Lamar and he's giving you the highest of the high, he's not glorifying negativity, right? That means it's more personal. It's personal, right? And I believe that it's a it's a jealousy thing, right? Like it's a jealousy thing. Many many of you immigrants are children of immigrants can come to America and do your carnival, right? And that's love. You can rep Haiti, right? You can live in America and rep Haiti. You can live in America and rep Nigeria. You can live in America and rep wherever, right? But when the Black American rep America, you look at us funny, you look at us crazy, and you say, "Well, this country treated y'all bad." Well, you over here, one, two. We built a lot of we built this country. We built this country without the cotton. Without the cotton, America falls. America got rich off cotton. What oil was in the early 2000s and still is what cotton was back in the day, right? That's just a fact. It's capitalism. Slavery was capitalism. However, you know, I think that we have to look at this and realize that the FBA, I'm not FBA again, you know, but we do have to. This does give you a better look as to why it's so important to decipher between the groups. Not to be divisionist. However, right when when the, these groups are taking aim at brother Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? They won't say it, but just look at it. It's not ironic that DJ Act, Casanai, Drake, Adam 22, Maul, Aiden Ross, uh, DJ Vlad, all going against Kendrick, and then they all immigrants, right? It, it makes me think also. Yeah, I don't want to say that because how deep you want to go with this? Pac and Big, right? Big. How many was it a big? Was it an immigrant thing with Big and Pot too? Because like I said, a lot of New York cats is they got the immigrant big. Big had the immigrant background. I think Jay-Z is got some of that in them. I know Nicki is Trinidadian. You know what I mean? So how deep is this? How deep is this? And a lot of immigrants will tell you, they'll be like, yo, my mom do not rock with black Americans. My dad do not rock for Black Americans, right? And they grew up in households that taught them that we troublemakers, we this, we that. You know what I mean? So how deep is that? How deep is that when Kendrick is putting on flags and Kendrick is repping the black, green, red American flag? That's the Black American flag, right? And saying and banging on banging on cats with his lyrics is this is our culture, this ain't y'all culture. You can run to America to imitate the heritage, but you can't imitate this violence, right? I mean, I think it's deeper than what some people saying. You know, diaspora wars, man, diaspora wars, and Kendrick Lamar. Before I shut this down, like I said, Kendrick was getting a lot of hate from the radical right. You know, some old heads never viewed hip hop as real music anyway. They didn't like the undertone as far as the black. Of course, they didn't like inner city young blacks getting money and all this. But you know, the fact that they didn't view hip hop as you know real music because it didn't deal with instruments. Even it didn't deal with instruments. And then at the level of quality as far as lyrical ability, because that was the skill, right? You didn't have to master how to play a piano, how to play a guitar, right? How to master your vocals. So when we got into it early on, it was about mastering your pen, mastering your skill to be able to write at an elite level, rhyme at an E level. But now that that's gone, you know, stripper can turn around and do it tomorrow. So they have an argument with that. They do have an argument with that. Let's keep it real. However, they don't with this one this time because what Kendrick Lamar did is art. It's hard to get on in a stadium and rap, memorize all your raps from song to song, 10, 11 songs, right? Just beats in the back. You memorizing and putting new freestyles in it that you came up with for the show while doing choreography. You know, you got to be in shape for that. You got to be in hella shape for that. I can't do that. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Right now, I can't do that. So a lot of niggas just talking. You know what I mean? But yeah, on that note, man, we gonna bounce like I say, man. We're gonna bounce the diaspora war. Something we gotta get in check. I ain't taking no sides. I'm a proud Black American. You know what I mean? Of course, but we, I want all sides to be respected. But we demand our respect. If y'all can fly y'all flags, we can fly ours. Y'all in our country. You know what I mean? Uh, that we been in. For a long time. Y'all coming over here talking about they don't deserve reparations. Yo, that ain't your fight, bro. But it's some haters. I don't really care about the reparations as much, too much because what I mean. For I got my own reasons. You know what I mean. But I think it's hella foul for niggas from out of the country that can't qualify for them anyway to be sitting up there hating and trying to get in the way of Black Americans getting their reparations. And the word reparations is the word repair, 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 reparations, repair. To fix what you broke, to fix what you broke, to repair what you broke. Black Americans were systematically held back 400 years of slavery, right? Decades of Jim Crow, redlining, right? Systematically put in prisons for many, at times, it was many cases, like, it was many cases, it was many cases like the five, the Central Park Five, right? It was many cases like that, especially in the early 30s and 40s and things. Just think about that. Niggas put away forever. Innocent trials, right? Trials. You know, trials that was over in the day. Open shut case. Yeah, you did it wrong. So systematically, right? Kept out of jobs, kept out of owning land, kept out of owning houses. So reparations is due. Tupac said that on his last album. Help me save my black people. Reparations is due. It's true. Caught up in this world, I take advantage of you. So tell the babies how I love them precious boys and girls born black in the white man's world. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real, man. So it's hella hateful to try to get in the way of black Americans getting their reparations. That's our op. That's our op. You know, I want Namibia to get their reparations. I want South Africa to get their land back. Right? If it's love, let it be love. Let's root for each other on all sides. We all been oppressed and done dirty. We all been oppressed and done dirty. Don't try to get in the way of us. We ain't gonna get in the way of y'all. You know? But yeah, man, Kendrick killed the show. It's the best performance by a rapper, in my opinion, as far as solo rap, you know what I'm saying? Uh Ever. You know, I think Prince got the illest show though. R.I.P. to Prince. You know what I mean? But just on that, on just for what a rapper can do with choreography and all that, yeah, it ain't touching that. But on that note, man,